going on, guys? Today is the 14th. It's currently 3:55. We did a 12-hour shift. We're actually doing 12-hour shifts. We're not doing 10-hour shifts anymore. And the reason for that is because we're actually ramping up. We're ramping up in production. So there's a lot more work to be done, and I'm 100% fully taking advantage of it because I'm just doing literally any overtime they give me. I just do it regardless. I wanted to make this video because all my life I've always had a desire to just work extremely hard to reach a certain goal. And every single year, the number one thing I try to focus on is my year to date. I'm very, very persistent on my year to date. I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown on how much I made from. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I'm now 23 years old. So I'll give you guys a little breakdown. And these are just numbers. They're kind of rounded a little bit because I don't know the exact number. I mean, I could go back to my W-2s from like 5 years ago, but I'm not gonna do that. These are just numbers that I remember. So 16 and a half, I think it was. So I was 16 and a half. I was working at Starbucks. I made like $7,000 because it was like half the year. So, right, $7,000. 17 years old, I made 23. No, I think it was a lot less. I think it was 16,000. Yeah, 16,000 I made when I was 17 years old. I was still working at Starbucks. 18 years old rolled by. I got a factory job. Because you can't work. I wanted to work a factory job ever since I was like 16 years old. That sounds crazy, right? That's a crazy dream, right? No, it's not a dream. It's just so I can make money. So, yeah. So 18 years old rolled by. I finally got a factory job because you cannot have a factory job if you're under the age of 18. You need to be 18 years old, or you got to be 18 years or older to get a factory job. So I got the factory job. I made a total of, I think it was like $42,000 that year, 18 years old. 19 years old, I made $52,000. And this is when my overtime really started picking up. So 18 years old, I made like 40 something, right? 42, I think I said. $40,000, something like that. And I wasn't doing much overtime. I was like, honestly, if I could go back, I would be busting my ass. Like any single shift, I'm picking up regardless. I don't care. I don't care how I feel. I don't care how I feel. It's just, well, actually, it really does matter. Like I said in my previous videos, the food matters completely, entirely. Without food, you're not going to have energy to work. That is a must. If you're doing 12-hour shifts 7 days a week, you need to eat. That is priority. Okay? So it actually makes sense that I wasn't doing tons of overtime when I was 18 because I didn't have like really food. I mean, I was just eating out and it was terrible. Terrible life. 19 years old, I made 55, 40, 54, 52, 55 maybe, something like that. I'll actually probably pop up the numbers here so I can show you the actual numbers. If I could go back to my W-2s and I could show you guys. But yeah, somewhere around there. And that's when I started picking up the overtime. I was like, okay, I gotta lock in. Like, I'm 19 years old. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? This isn't working for me. So yeah, that's how much I made. And every single year, I've always tried making a little bit more. Okay? 20 years old. I think I made $84,000 that year when I was 20 years old. I got a job at a new place, so that was nice. It was a huge pay increase. I went from $21 an hour at 18 years old, and I went to $34 an hour when I was 20 years old. So it was a pretty significant pay increase. So 21 years old, I made $94,000 that year. And this is this is before taxes, so this isn't after taxes. This is just gross. Okay. $94,000 at 21 years old. I mean, that's not bad. You can't beat it. And I was doing a lot of overtime at that time. Okay. 22 years old. Well, I just turned 23, so, well, this year. I'm talking about this year now. We haven't even reached December yet, and currently, my year to date is at $104,000. So, one thing I'm trying to say is, I'm always trying to shoot for more. If I have a year that's down or I made less, I'm like, I honestly, I want to prevent that from happening. I want to keep shooting for more, at least an extra $10,000 every single year. I don't want to stay consistent at $100,000 and just stay at that. I just want to keep trying to get that extra $10,000 boost every single year. And that's just kind of what I want to do. Because, I mean, it goes the same way as, you know, doing weightlifting, right? When you're lifting weights, you start at 25 pounds. And then you go up like 5 pounds every month or something, right? So it's just progress. And I love seeing how the progress goes up over time. And yeah, I think it's just truly beautiful. It's beautiful seeing a chart that's just going up. It's nice, and it's like that with everything. Numbers going up. It's just like, wow, like I did that. And I think if more people have that kind of way of thinking, I want to believe that you could reach whatever goal you're trying to reach if you're just consistently trying to reach a higher number every single time. So this year, I am at $104,000. I should, at the end of this year, I should be at $115,000. Next year, my goal is going to be $130,000. I'm going to try it. And obviously this, like, let's say if my job just completely cuts overtime and there's no more overtime, right? Well, I'm gonna try to figure out some way to make money somewhere else. Like, I don't care. I'm on grind mode. I don't care what it takes. I'm doing it. I'm doing it regardless. I'm getting a second job, or I need to make sure my time is valuable. I need to make sure my time is producing value, and value is obviously money for now, right? And I'm just trying to stack up so much money so my money can make money for me in the future. Because obviously, if you have $10,000, $20,000 saved up, and, you know, I mean, you have it in the market and whatnot, like, that's not actually like making you a lot of money. Think about it. $20,000 at a 7% return. That's nothing. That's, what is that? I can't do it from the top of my head. Is that $4,000 extra a year? You can't survive off of $4,000 a year, right? But now, if we're talking about the millions, let's say you have $10 million invested, and you want to, it's an average rate of return. Let's be conservative. Let's say it's 5% a rate of return. 5% at $10 million. Okay. So that means you'd be, let me do the math now. So hang on. $10,000, 5%. So 10% of $10 million is $1 million, obviously. So $500,000. Okay. All right, I did it. So you have $10 million, and you have an average rate of return at 5%. That right there will be bringing you in $500,000 a year profit, and that's what you're getting in return. But that's what's getting reinvested. Like, the market's just going up, and you're just making $500,000. It doesn't mean you're selling it, right? So $500,000 a year, that's not how much you're taking home. Now, let's say if you're to withdraw 1% every year of that $500,000. I'm sorry, 1%. If you're to withdraw 1% of $10 million, even though you're making $500,000, every year from that, then you'd be taking $100,000 from that $500,000 pie. I don't know if that made sense or not. I really hope it did. I'm like really overcomplicating my words, but that's $100,000 a year. So, and that's just money being invested. And that's the power of investing. It's great. It's fantastic. It's truly amazing. And I think that's why it's so important to make your money make money for you, and to preserve as much wealth as you possibly can, because you deserve it, man. You deserve to keep all your money. Like buying a new car for $80,000 and then you drive it off the lot, and then in a year or two you already lost $40,000 in depreciation. Like that's bogus. And then you have to pay for crazy high insurance. It's just not worth it. Just buy a cheap car, 10K, 15K max, and just drive it until the wheels fall off, man. You guys deserve it. So yeah, I'm not saying get a piece of shit car, like a car that has 300,000 miles for $2,000, because at that point, I mean, you're kind of wasting money, because the odds of that car lasting for that much longer, it's not really, it might not last. So yeah, but I'm getting a little bit off topic here. That's all I wanted to talk about. Just kind of what was on my mind. And yeah, we're working tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Saturday. Pretty fantastic. We worked 4 Saturdays in a row now. Pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. I love it, man. I love staying busy. Today's actually my 1-year anniversary with my wife, so very nice. I did 12 hours today. I did overtime. Yes, I still took it even though it was my anniversary. Am I messed up for that? No, not really, because we both have a vision. We both have a goal. We both fully understand what we got to do to get to our goal. And as long as we're both on board with that, there's nothing stopping that.